Hello and welcome to Before Exams. Here we help you to prepare for your competitive examinations. Subscribe to our channel so that whenever we post the content about your exam, you get the notification about it. Hello and welcome to this section of IELTS reading. In this lecture, we'll be studying about the short answer type questions which you will find in your IELTS reading test. Now, the short answer type of questions are the questions which have a difficulty level of moderate, that is, they are of average difficulty level. And the probability is 50%, that you 50-50, they can come in your exam or they might not. But many of times they are in your test. So let's just go ahead and let's just see that what we'll be learning in this lecture. So first we'll be learning about the skills which are tested in IELTS reading and the specific short answer type questions. Then we'll be learning about common problems which a candidate face in short answer type questions. Then we'll be learning about some tips and tricks to attempt these questions. And then we'll be working with an example so that I can tell you that how these questions look like. Also, we'll be talking about the strategy to attempt these questions. So let's just start. Now, skills that are tested in IELTS reading short answer type of questions is, first is they'll test the ability to skim and scan the passage quickly. There will be some questions and you have to find the answers from the passage. So you have to read the passage quickly. You have to skim and scan the passage quickly. Only then you'll be able to find the answers and you'll be able to finish your test in the stipulated time. Then how well have you understood the context of the passage? Because it will include the synonyms of the words which are used in the question and in the text. So you will be able to figure out the answers only if you have understood the passage and the question itself. Because if you will try to find the same words, it might be possible that you will not be able to find the answers, because many a times there are synonyms which are used. So you will be able to answer only if you would have understood the passage, the context of the passage. Then, as I said, knowledge of synonyms will be tested here. And identifying keywords, whether you are able to identify the keywords or not in a passage. If you'll be able to identify the keywords, it will be very easy for you to find the answers. Now, the common problems that an IELTS candidate face. First is the synonyms. Many candidates, what they try to do is they try to find the exact keywords in the passage which are given in the question. But most of the time, it is not the case that the same word is given in the passage. 90% of the time, synonyms will be there in the passage. So you have to work with the synonyms. And this is where the students, they feel a bit that the section is tough and they are not confident enough. So what you have to do is you have to work on the synonyms. Whenever you find a word, you have to look that what could be the synonyms for it. For example, there is a word in a question, the word is house, so the synonym could be residence, right? So you have to think of the synonyms, that what are the synonyms that you can find in the passage, and according to that you have to work. And this can come only by practice. By practicing a lot of questions, you'll be able to figure out what are the synonyms and what are the synonyms that can be used in the passage, and you can work accordingly. Then the word limit. Now, in these kind of questions, there is a word limit which is given. For example, a question will be there and a word limit will be there, like you have to answer it in 3 words. So many a times what students do, they write the whole line or they write the whole the part of the passage, but that is not the correct answer. You have to adhere to that word limit. If it is given that the word limit is 3 words, then you have to answer it in 3 words only. So you have to frame your answer such that you have to answer such that you answer in that stipulated word limit. Then comes the skimming and scanning. This is a common problem faced by the candidates. The candidates, they are not able to skim and scan the passage quickly. What they try to do is they try to read the whole passage, and they try to read the understanding. They try to understand the meaning of the whole passage. So that is where they face the problem of time management. So they are able to finish one passage. Their accuracy is almost 100%, but the thing is they do not get time to answer the other questions, which in turn leads to a lower band score. So you can only answer all the questions, because see, there are 40 questions and there are 60 minutes to answer those 40 questions. Also, you will be transferring the answers in your answer sheet. You will take 5-6 minutes for that. So in total, they are around 50-55 minutes. So what you have to do is you have to skim and scan the passage quickly so that you can find the answer. I hope you get it now. Now, as I was saying, many a times candidates come across a word they are unaware of, and they waste their time thinking the meaning of that word, thereby losing the confidence. So what happens is, there many a times they find a word which they haven't heard of, some vocabulary they haven't heard of, and what they try to do is they try to figure out the meaning of that word, and they lose the confidence. What happens is they don't know the meaning of the word, and they think that they'll not understand the meaning of the line. So they try to focus on that word and then waste their time. Now the trick here is, even if you eliminate that difficult word from that line or that passage, you will still be able to understand the meaning. For example, if I give you an example, water is quintessential for plants to make their food. Now, let's say many of you would know the meaning of quintessential, but let's say there are some candidates who don't know the meaning of quintessential. So let's do one thing, just remove the word quintessential, and I'll speak it again. Water is dash for the plants to make their food. So you can guess that there in fill up or in the gap, the word would be important. So even if you eliminate that word, you will still be able to get the answer. The trick is here that they frame the sentences in such a way that even if you remove that word from that sentence, you will still be able to get the meaning of the answer. And that is what you need to get there. You do not need to figure out what is the meaning of the word. You need to figure out what is the meaning of the context there. Okay. Now we'll be learning about some tips and tricks to attempt these type of questions. Always remember that the answers are in order. So by answers are in order, I mean, let's say there are 3 passages. You found the answer of first question in the second line of the passage. Now the answer of second line cannot be above that. That is, you won't find it in the first line of the first passage. You will always find it after it. So they are always in order. So if the answer is in second line of the first passage, the first answer is in second line of the first passage, you will always find the second answer after that. So always work on it. Now, in this, your opinion is not required. You have to answer according to the text. Many a times there are some questions in which candidates answer according to their opinion, but no, that is not required. It is required to answer from the text, even if you do not uh, follow that, or if you even if you are not satisfied with that thing. But the thing is, you have to answer from the text itself. Okay. For example, if there is a passage about war, and it is said that war is essential for 2 countries, so you have to answer according to that. You have to answer that war is essential. Even if you think that war is not essential, peace is essential, you have to answer that war is essential, because that is given in the passage. You do not have to give your own opinion. You have to give the information which is mentioned in the passage. Whenever you read a question, always mark the keyword and think of the synonyms that could be used. I gave you the example previously. So just think of the synonyms before finding the answers, that what could be the synonyms of it, and then try finding the answer. You will be able to get the answers very quickly. Always use the actual words from the text. So the words which are given in the text, you have to use the actual words. Do not frame the answers in your own words, because it could lead to surpass the word limit. So always try to use the same words as they are given in the passage. Also, it will also save your time. If you will try to mold it in your own language, what will happen is you might get the answer wrong, plus you will also waste your time. So always use that word, that phrase or that word exactly. That will save a lot of time. As I said, always make sure that the answer is within the specified word limit. Whatever the word limit is mentioned, you have to answer in that word limit. Answer must be spelled correctly. Spelling matters here. If the answer is not spelled correctly, then it is a wrong answer. I hope you get it. If you are not sure about the spelling, you can read from the passage. You can see it from the passage and then you can copy that spelling. So always take care of the spelling mistakes. Now the strategy, I'll be giving you a step by step strategy, how to follow or how to attempt these kind of questions. Now, step one is read the question carefully and understand what is being asked. So for what first thing that you have to do is you have to read the question very carefully and you have to understand what is asked in the question. Underline the keyword in the question. Always underline the keyword in the question. You already know what are keywords. That could be noun, adjective, verb. So a number, a name of a person. So underline that keyword because that keyword will help you to find the answer. When you will find that keyword in the passage or in the synonym of that keyword, you will know that the answer could be around this keyword itself, and then you will be able to find the answer from the passage. Step 3, skim and scan the passage quickly. So what you have to do is when you find the keyword, when you mark the keyword, then go to the passage, skim and scan it and try to find that keyword. Try finding the keyword or its synonym, which you just marked in the question. Now, when you will try finding that keyword, if you find that keyword or if you find the synonym of that keyword, what you have to do is the next step is to look for the answer around that keyword, because most of the times, almost 100% of the times, you will find the answers around that keyword itself. After you do this, repeat for the same thing for the next question. I hope you get it now. You get what are the common mistakes that candidates make, what are the tips that you need to follow while attempting these questions, and what should be your strategy to attempt these questions. Let's take an example here. Now, this is a passage. There is a passage, and then there are some questions and answers to it. I would suggest you not to look at these answers first. What you have to do is you have to read the passage, you have to read the question, and then you have to find the answers. Let me just help you out in the first question, and then for the next questions you can find the answers. So now see, it says, where does Nkisi live? Now, squawking pretty pole just isn't enough for some parrots. Nkisi is able to hold a conversation. The African grey parrot living in New York. Now, what you could have done is first mark the keyword here. Keyword is a verb, live, and then the word. Now, you will not use this keyword. It is because this word will be used in the passage many a time, because the passage is talking about this bird only. So what you have to do is you do not have to mark this as the keyword. The keyword should be unique, which could be unique in a line in the whole passage. So the keyword will here be live. Now we are talking about Nkisi, so we have already marked it down that it is not a keyword because it will be used many times. Live is the keyword here, and what you did is you found the keyword here, live. So you'll find the answer around it only, living in New York. So your answer is New York. This is how you find the answers in these type of questions. First, you will mark the keyword, read the question, mark the keyword, find the keyword, and then you will be able to find the answer around it. Now, if we talk about the next question, you won't find the answer of this question above it. You will always find the answer below it. Now here, I want to give you a trick. For example, you are working on second question. So while working on second question, always read the third question also. Why? It is because when you will try to find the answer of the second question, now you know that the answer of the second question will be after this keyword or after this line New York. Now, let's say you found the answer of the third question. Let's say you found the answer of the third question here, because what happens is many a times the student read the whole passage. So what you have to do is you have to just keep in mind what is the third question. Let's say you found the answer here for the third question. So you will be able to answer the third question. Now you know that the answer of second question will be after this, and this will be before this. So that means that the answer of second question will be between has and before Donald Broom, right? So then you will be able to find the answer in this area itself. You do not have to read the whole passage, because what happens is many times what candidates do, they read the whole passage, then they do not find the answer, then they go again, then they read the whole passage, and in second or third attempt they find the answer, because you are doing quickly doing skimming and scanning. So many a times it may happen that you may miss the answer. So this will be a great strategy, wherein now you know that the answer will be between these lines only. So you do not have to read the whole passage, you have to read the lines. Now, same, let's say you are finding the answer of the third question. And so what you have to do is you have to read the fourth question beforehand. Now, let's say you found the answer of second question here. Now, you found the answer of fourth question here. That means the answer of third question will be between this. I hope you get it now. I hope you are now confident about the short answer type questions. Now, for the assignment, I'll be giving you an assignment. What you have to do is you have to mail on the email address given in the description. Just mail me that you want an assignment, and I'll be mailing it to you, and then you can complete and you can submit your assignment, so that you can get a lot of practice on these kind of questions. So that will be it for now. I hope you really enjoyed the lecture. I hope you really learned a lot from this lecture. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.